the hell was that? I don't know about you guys, but I think I need to take an ibuprofen after that. If I had $1 for every cut that they had in that fight scene, I'd be a millionaire. Well, not really, I'd have $20. But either way, that's literally 20 cuts in 10 seconds. Don't you think that's a little excessive? And that's why fight scenes suck these days. You sit down to watch an action film, and every time there's a single punch being thrown, they need to put in 20 cuts, or they need to shake the camera to try to make the hits feel more violent. When in reality, all it really is doing is hiding the action. See, when I was 12 years old, I was watching a lot of Jackie Chan films. And of course, we all love a good Jackie Chan movie. Drunken Master, Rush Hour, Forbidden Kingdom. Though, when it comes to action films, we almost put Jackie Chan into his own category. He's still making action films, but they're Jackie Chan films. We don't put Jackie Chan movies in the same basket as Liam Neeson, right? I've been trying to get people to appreciate a good fight scene, and most people usually just say, "Shut up, Will, let me watch the movie." And you know what? Fair. But for the few of you who would actually want to listen, maybe I can get you to understand what makes a good fight scene and get you to know when you're watching a good one. A lot of action films these days shoot fight scenes like this. They'll take as many cameras as they can at different focal lengths, and every camera is going to shake violently, and on top of that, in post, they cut between cameras on every single hit. And this sucks because it looks like Scarlett Johansson can actually pull off a decent fight scene based on this behind-the-scenes footage. But in general, this is because casting directors always hire actors first, fighters second. They want somebody to look the part, but do the action second. And in their eyes, that's okay, hence you can hide all the action behind fast cuts and shaky cam. They're training the camera operators, not the actors. Personally, I don't really like this way, and I'm sure a lot of you don't either. The idea behind this is to manufacture a feeling of quote-unquote chaos, because fights are gritty, right? And they're dirty. But what you get is a blurry mess of poor camera framing and some punching sounds. Now, the highest level of action filmmaking is pulling back the camera and letting the action do the talking. If you're making a fight scene, show the fight. Let the action breathe and allow the audience to feel the impact of every punch, kick, and break. Of course, this is much easier said than done. In movies like Extraction on Netflix, Chris Hemsworth trained for months on end to pull off the incredible action scenes that you see in the film. The first movie had a 12-minute, one-taker action scene, and that was crazy. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And the second movie had upped it to 21 minutes. The actors are one thing, but big props to the production mapping out such long one-take style action scenes. This movie took a lot of inspiration from John Wick, and Keanu Reeves also trained for months to execute the action without the help of shaky cam and bad editing. Action films like these understand the value of showing their action clearly, and they don't mind shelling out more money to train these actors for months before the cameras start rolling. And that's what a lot of action films in America are missing out on. Everything is money, and if action can be done cheaply, aka shaky cam, then they're gonna do it the cheap shaky cam way. Actors need a lot of time to plan out and execute these awesome fight scenes that are visually stunning and kick ass. At least, that's how it is in America. Let's talk about Hong Kong action films, and specifically old school Hong Kong films. The productions of these action films were the Wild West. Did you know in a lot of these beautifully shot and executed action scenes, they didn't train any of the choreography beforehand? Yeah, they just walked onto the set and they just started freestyling. And these fights have become some of the best fights that we remember to this day. So not only did they create some of the most iconic fight scenes that shaped how we do fight choreography today, they did it with no plan walking into work that day. And they did it without the need to shake the camera. With that in mind, that is what truly great action films are. And it's funny though, because the more I think about it, the more I realize that the problem isn't just with the filmmakers. It's with how we've come to expect action. We've been conditioned to think that these fight scenes have to be these chaotic, jumbled messes to make us feel like they're intense, but that's just a crutch. It's easy to do it this way, and it hides the fact that a lot of the time, the action isn't even that impressive to begin with. A truly great fight scene isn't just about showing how fast or hard somebody can punch, it's about the choreography itself, its timing and rhythm, and that's something that a lot of modern action films miss. It's not just about showing the violence, it's about making the violence feel real, making you wince and giving you that gut punch in your gut. When you show the fight clearly without cutting it to pieces, the audience feels it in a way that fast cutting never will. I mean, think about those old school Hong Kong action films again. You know, when Bruce Lee was fighting in Enter the Dragon, they didn't need a bunch of cuts or shaky cam to make it feel real. You saw every punch land clearly, and it was so damn satisfying. So the next time you're watching an action movie with great action scenes, one where there's no shaky cam, Hopefully this video helps you appreciate it more, because now you know either how long the actors and production team worked on these scenes to make them look good, and or the true skill of martial arts action actors to be able to act off the cuff and make truly beautiful action. Hope you guys enjoyed this little rant about fight scenes. Maybe I'll do a couple more of these, and if action filmmaking interests you at all, I recommend subscribing because we do a lot of our own action films that I hope you guys are curious enough to check out. Thanks a ton for sticking around, and I'll see you all next video.